Wow, that's that's pretty cool. Wow. Okay. A big icon like yourself. Okay, David just compliments you so much when we're talking, and so someone like yourself who's a big icon, who's been at the top of the top of the chain in other network marketing companies. What kind of things were you looking for when you were looking at Zango? When you had your magnifying glass and you were really scoping this out, what were the things that you were looking at? And what was the one thing or maybe the two things that influenced you to actually come and join us?
Well, I think, the number one thing that I was looking for is who my sponsor would be and who would be there to help me. And I guess my number one concern was, would that person put in the same amount of time and commitment that I would put in? And I got the opportunity to meet Sharon Sharif a number of years ago, 500K. And one of our agreements, she said, Dan, I'll literally spend 10 to 12 days a month with you morning, noon, and night. And she made a 3-year commitment to do that. I've been watching Zango for 7 years. I love the stability with the 6 founders that will cover over 1,000 cities this year in 34 countries and register to do business in 100 more countries, which really excites me. I got very excited about their commitment and their partnering, but more so is someone that I could be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, not only when I'm with her, but even the 14 or 15 days a month that I'm not with her. We work together every day with Wake Up and with Dan and Sharon.com because we are committed to give back and help every person on the phone, each one reach one every day to double their organization, but at the same time give them the skills that we have learned jointly over the last 50 years together collectively in the industry from great leaders like David and Susie Butlers. I mean, I love Life as It Could Be. We literally tell hundreds, if not thousands of people on a monthly basis to go to Life as It Could Be and make it part of, what we call our daily method of operation. So that, those are the clues that you look for. Those are the leaderships you look for. The company with the compensation plan, the 4-category creating different different alignments in 4 different areas. Looking at 60,000 companies, Susie, over the last 40 years, I've been in the industry 30 years, probably 50,000 of those companies have called me, and I've watched most of them very excited at first, but they quicksand. They started and they failed. They didn't intend to fail, but they failed because the difficulty of making one of these models work. Only 87 companies have ever hit 100 million in sales. Only 13 have ever hit $1 billion. And with one product, the fastest in the industry has been Zango. They did it in just 4 years, where most companies have taken, the nearest competitor was 15 years, and the next 34 years. So when you get to see that and watch that, and a lot of people say, well, why didn't you join then? Well, I was number one in another company. I wasn't going to leave my tens of thousands of distributors, but that company, the wheels finally fell off of that company when the new owner decided to start another company and go in competition with the company that we've been working for 20 years. So, those are the things you've got to look at. You've got to look at the compensation plans, unilevel, 50% payout, no breakage. It all comes to us, and that's why we have almost 100 millionaires in Zango and 700 people approaching $100,000 a year in income. I don't know another network marketing company that's got 800 people that are getting paid the type of dollars Zango's paying out. It doesn't exist, period, over and out. So I'm going to stay here until we're $1 billion a month, and we're going to take a vacation.
My gosh, appreciate that, Dan. I think we got some background on your end. I think Sharon's blowing her nose or something. So,
Oh, I think we're fine. I don't know where it was at.
Okay. Sorry, Sharon.
Gotta love David. I you couldn't be able to put up with him, would you, Sharon?
That's for sure.
Anyway, you got into a little bit about your method of operation. 2 weeks ago, one of the questions I asked Sharon that made everybody just go bonkers, and they liked her answers so much, was I said, Sharon, what do you do? Who, where, and how do you prospect? Who do you go after? Tell us a little bit about your day. I know you're bringing some hitters in, but I also know you're bringing everyday people in, just everyday people. You're just bringing people in left and right. And tell us just a little bit about yourself and how you do things. And the answer she gave was just thrilled everybody. So I'd like to ask you the same question, Dan. Kind of who, where, and how do you prospect on a daily basis? How do you go about things? I like to ask most of the guests that are prospectors, because they come up with different kinds of answers. Because some use leads, and some use go down to the malls, and some go to trade shows, and some have such a massive warm market they just use their warm market. So give us an answer, okay?
That's a great question. Where do I go? I just go, really, to the 3,000 people between my left and right ear. That's about how many people all of us know by the time we're, 21 years of age, and they're saying the average funeral attendance in America is 250 people. These are the people that are going to come grieve your life, grieve your death. And, you might want to start thinking as you're laying there going to your maker, those 250 people, have you told them about better health or more wealth, or a home-based business that started every 14 seconds in America, and 87% of the population this year, in the next 12 months, want to change their occupation. So when I really go out there, I break it down to 4 categories. I break it down to my friends. I want all my friends to be 500Ks, 200Ks, 100Ks. I want these to be my friends, my family, my closest people. And then it might go to be my, a family. The same thing. I want my family to be 500Ks, 200Ks, 100Ks. Then I'll break it down to my business contacts. These are the people that I've been doing business with, or that have done business with me over the last 30 or 40 years. And then I break it down to my community. These are the people that, whether it's my church, my neighbors, and I try to find 30, 40, 50 people in each of those categories, and then I just want to get them on the phone, and of course invite them to something that can get them excited about building a business from home, and then giving them some pearls on how they can do that on a daily basis. So I really reach out, and so if I meet you today, David, I'd say you got 10 friends, I just hit the lottery here in Las Vegas, and I got 10 people that I just want to pay, $10,000 a month to. Is there any way you could get 10 of those on the phone tonight? Or 10 family members, or 10 business contacts, or 10 people within your community. And see, I know each one of those people are holding on to at least 3,000 names between their left and right ear, and I can mine that out, at least 100 names from everybody. And I know the average funeral attendants are going to be 250 people, and these are people that are going to come grieve your life. They're going to take the day off. They're going to fly in. They're going to spend some time. And these are the people that you want to work with every day and every day, because the warm market is a lot easier than the cold market. People get involved with people they like, know, and trust. Not that you can't develop that in the cold market, but it's cold. The word is cold because it's freezing cold. The word hot are people that we all know. And when a lot of times you're driving down the road today, and people are saying, who do you talk to? And I said, well, I look at Sharon, and she probably talks to the person that cut her hair, the lady that did her makeup, the lady that did her nails, the lady that sold her Rolex watch, the lady that sold her shoes, her tooth doctor, her hair doctor, her back doctor, and I just start, before we left the car, there was about 100 people that we thought about, just looking at things in your home or your house. Go around your home or your office and look at everything that you put up. There's memories. There was people that you were there with. There's photographs. Just go back to everyone from birth, the day you were born, laying there in that hospital, go to that baby bed and say, who was in those baby beds with me, and talk to everybody you've met from birth to this date, and that's called the dash of your life. From the point that you're born to the day the good Lord talks to you, takes you to heaven, or whoever you want to call that person to be, that's called the dash of your life. So who's ever been in that dash in your life, contact them and tell them about life is a good book, and wakeupwithdanandsharon.com. And we do 300 meetings by telephone every day, live, 25 minutes a day, to help maybe one more person see how we can help them, like a cell phone charger to a cell phone, that we can keep them plugged in, the life jacket to keep them alive. And that's what drives me every day. I'm going to do this until I'm 199. You know, this is my passion. You can feel my passion, David and Susie. Love it.
I can totally feel your passion. I think one thing that stands alone is your posture, and you don't get that kind of posture and enthusiasm by just sitting in your house wondering about what it's going to be like if you're successful.
You sound like the Energizer Bunny.
Oh. Okay.